Katie. Go back a little bit. Yeah, back this way, yeah? Back a Ready? Go, do it. Nice and slow, guys. Look this way, Sam. That's all. Slowly, slowly. Okay, stop there. This way. Okay, carry on, guys. Okay, hands on knees, guys, looking this way. That's it, it's cool. Nice big smiles. Okay, guys, behind the car, please. Right, guys. Right, guys. Okay. Okay, looking this way. Nice big smiles. Cool. Okay, guys, thank you very much. Two drivers to come to the blue line, please. Cool.
Yeah, I think the team is very motivated. I mean, at the moment, to be honest, I don't think there's a single member in the team that thinks about the possible result, because we are flat out, trying to get the car out, trying generally to get on top of the rule changes, probably just like everybody else. But I think it's just, again, way too early to talk about the potential outcome. I think we need to really wait testing and the first couple races, see where we are, and then, after three, 4 races, you might be in a better place to judge, how good you are or how bad you are compared to the others, and then set your targets accordingly. Right now, to have any sorts of expectations is impossible because there's too many new things. At the moment, it's all guessing. We haven't been out, we haven't done an awful lot of running yet, we haven't tested the car in different situations, as in quali trim, race trim, which will be probably very, very different this year. So there's a lot of things that potentially will change. How big the change is at this stage, we probably can say there will be a change. We guess it's pretty big, but how big we'll need to wait and see, and whether it favors myself or other drivers in particular, just because the way they drive the car, because what they're good at, is very tricky to know. It's very difficult to know at this stage. But for sure there will be new elements of driving skills, different skills generally that you'll have to get on top of, you'll have to adapt. It's a new car, it will feel differently, so of course, if you drive it the way you drive it last year in the race, for example, you won't see the checkered flag. So that's a very simple one to understand. But which way is the best, etc. Obviously, every driver needs to find his own way. Well, advice is difficult because in the end, he's grown up. At least that's what it says in the passport, and also the way I got to know him. He became a man. So obviously, he's been a couple of years now in Formula One and has experience. Surely it's a new step for him, a new environment. Not that much of a step, I think, compared to a completely new team, because obviously he knows some of the people already. Has been to the simulator quite a few times the last couple of years. He knows the staff, so but still, it's a different environment to work in. To work with these people is different than just knowing them. So he will have to obviously get to know everybody, and it will take I think, just speaking of my experience, it takes some time to speak the same language when you talk to your engineer, etc. But everybody's happy for him to arrive in the team, and looking forward, to have him on board. And obviously, there's a lot of new things this year. Everybody has to adapt to. So I'm sure he will find his way quickly, and as I said, to give an advice is very difficult because everybody has his own style. You know, I'm sure that there's a lot of things that probably he will learn from me, but equally I'm hoping to learn a lot of things from him. You know, he's a different driver. He has a different view at things, and I think if you keep your eyes and ears open, then you can always learn. Even though, you know, he hasn't, or he doesn't have the experience that maybe Mark had the last years, but still, you know, as I said, talented enough, earned his place, so I'm sure he'll give me a hard time.
It looks really good. Believe it or not, this morning was the first time I'd seen it as well in its full bodywork, and obviously I'd seen a few pictures, but looked better in real life. So yeah, it looks good until I drive. Obviously I'm not going to know what it feels like, but yeah, I'm sure it's going to be exciting. I approach it with obviously a lot of enthusiasm, a lot of excitement. It's a huge opportunity for me to learn from, you know, it's a bit of a privilege, I guess, to have a four-time world champion alongside me, to, you know, be able to see his data, to see what he's doing on track, and to try and better myself, you know, learning off him. It's I guess a privilege, so that I'm really looking forward to. And then I'll just take it step by step, you know, obviously take each test as it comes, and then each race as it comes. You know, obviously for me, I'd love to be as competitive as soon as possible, but I'll just take it step by step and learn what I can from Seb. To be honest, like, I haven't set any expectations in terms of where I'd like to finish. Obviously, if someone said, if you could be world champion, would you be happy? Of course I'd be happy. But I think just for me to, you know, I'd love to get a win, you know, to stand on the top step, that would be amazing. But just to go through the year, continuing to learn, and yeah, to try and match Seb at least at some point, and to really set myself up, you know, at the front of the grid, you know, not to be a one-hit wonder, so to speak.
It's been epic this winter, to be honest with you. I mean, because the car's an awfully lot more complicated. There's probably, I don't know, 40% more drawings that are required to produce the car, and therefore necessary parts that go along to be manufactured as well. So I think the effort that has gone in from the team behind the scenes has been quite outstanding. And when you think that we only started our crash testing 10 days ago, you know, others have been doing that for several months. So it's been a Herculean effort by every member of the team in Milton Keynes, and you know, to have a car here, you know, at the first test is an achievement in itself. The bottom line is, you look at the rules, you enter the championship, and you do the best job that you can. And you know, that's exactly what our guys have done. And we've got a great team. We've got great strength and depth throughout the company. You know, we've got two fantastic drivers. I'm really excited to see how Daniel's going to perform this year. You know, Sebastian has just developed and got stronger and stronger over the last few years. So we've got an awful lot to be optimistic about. We've got a lot to worry about as well, but that's the same for every team up and down the pit lane. And I think that you know, chassis still will be a key element. Aerodynamics will be a key element. You can see that already some cars look different to others. And you know, I think that aero will still play a key role, but the engine influence is going to be bigger. I think you know, the pressure is the pressure we put on ourselves. You know, in many respects, we've got nothing left to prove after what we've achieved over the last, you know, 8 years. But you know, the motivation is as high as ever. The determination within the team is as high as ever, and everybody's looking forward to going racing again. And I think that you know, it's only just 2 months since our final you know, race of last season in Brazil, where we finished, you know, first and second, and it'd be great to get off to a strong start, you know, to a new campaign.
Well, I guess with the performance we had at the end of last year, then probably we'd have been quite happy if the regulations hadn't changed. But the reality is regulations should change from time to time. It's an equal opportunity for all of us, so it's a fresh start, and the usual sort of slight nervousness and tentativeness that what's everybody else been up to. We know roughly what we've done, but we don't know whether that's as good or not as good as other people. I think probably the emphasis could well be on reliability in the first few races. Melbourne's difficult to forecast, but I suspect there's going to be a large number of red flags through winter testing, that's for sure. Turbocharged engines as such are obviously nothing new and nothing new to Formula One, so that side of it's not so bad, but the electrical content is hugely complicated, and that of course is crossing several disciplines. As I say, hybrid cars, electric cars, when they reach the road, have had lots of research. They're cars that aren't designed to ever be taken apart, really. They're almost sealed for life cars. Formula One environment is very different to that, and I think that is going to be a big challenge. And unlike previous years, where if you had a KERS problem, you could carry on, the KERS is now so integrated with the power unit that if you have a significant KERS problem, you're going to have to park it on the side of the road.
Yeah, I think I was as shocked as probably everybody else in the paddock. Obviously, I've known him for a long time. I've been looking up to him for all my life, and yeah, it's. I got to know him obviously when he did his comeback a little bit more, and he became a friend. We didn't have an awful lot of contact, but so it was not like every day on the phone, but we spoke to each other regularly, and yeah, it's you know, at the beginning I heard some news that he had an accident, and of course you didn't think of the accident being that bad, especially these days. You know, everything gets spread out in the media fairly quickly, and usually there's not a lot to talk about, but in that case, obviously, yeah, it's proof enough that he's still in coma, and we still don't know which shape he will be when he wakes up, which is horrible for, especially I think for his family and close friends, not knowing what's going to happen. So, in that regard, you know, as I said, I think I'm still as shocked as everybody else, and obviously pray for, you know, and hope that he will just come back and the miracle will happen, and he will be the person he has always been before.